If you guys want the fastest way to improve your aim, get some Control Freaks for cheap. Use code GOBLIN for 10% off and improve your aim today. Link in the description. Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty World War II video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the big updates Sledgehammer Games announced today, things they're working on because they started doing this new thing, and this Friday was actually the first time they ever did it. And what it is basically a weekly update. And I'll talk more about it, but essentially what they're going to be doing is they're going to be every single week. I'm guessing it's going to be every Friday because that's when the first one was. They're going to be updating us on what's to come in the next week, which is pretty cool. Sledgehammer Games has been very interactive. We'll talk about that more in today's video. If you guys can, drop a like on this thing. 32 likes would be absolutely amazing. If we could hit that, that would be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Smack that like button and let's talk about it. So, Sledgehammer Games, everyone has different opinions on what they're doing, but one thing is that they are dedicated to, and actually Call of Duty, something they've been hated on for, is not listening to community or customer or player base feedback. And Sledgehammer Games probably has done the best of it so far. I mean, they've been listening. They at least have done the most communication. You know, certain companies will listen but not say anything, and Sledgehammer Games has communicated fairly well, even though they haven't fixed everything and patched everything the way the player base wants it. Now, basically, these weekly updates are a blog post they're going to be doing, and they're going to be talking about what's to come in the future, and also they did a few different mentions. So in this week's, they congratulated a few people on hitting Master Prestige. These Knives Only, who was a knife-only player for Carnage Clan, they said he hit Master Prestige. They congratulated a few other known people for hitting like level 20 social rank and different stuff like that, and they even said to check out their mixtape. That's not a joke. Sledgehammer Games made a mixtape of different songs, obviously not songs they made, but songs they like, and put it on Spotify or something like that. So it's like, I thought that was a joke when they read check out our mixtape. But let's talk about the actual Call of Duty World War II stuff that matters, because they also said at the end of this they had their biggest announcement, which is cool. So a few things they covered here. These are the most important notes of what they covered in this blog post. The first is War Mode XP. They're aware of the feedback with War Mode XP not being the same as launch levels, and they're working to look at the numbers and will provide an update soon. People are basically complaining about the War Mode XP, that it wasn't as high. You know, back when the game first came out, people were using War to really level up fast, and people would level up extremely fast by doing that, you know, participating in the objective play, winning different games, and of course you can get a bunch of kills in War Mode. We know that, and even if the kills are only worth plus 40, when you're getting so many of them, and even in game modes where the kills are worth less, it depends what XP they're giving you. So for Domination, even though a kill is 50, they still end up giving you 100 XP, and that's why you're able to level up fast in Domination, because it's all to do with the medals. You know, if you get a kill, plus you get the flag defend, the silence kill, all the different stuff, you're actually getting, you know, a couple hundred XP per kill, not just the 50 or 40 or whatever you see that pops up on the screen. So for you war players, they're working on that, and they're working on a fix with that. Next is ranked play. Now, ranked play has been a topic of discussion. There's been a bunch of different issues with it. Basically, what they said is they're still working on it, and they're working on adding 4-player party support to ranked play soon. Now, this is kind of like, it's one of those things, it's like, cool, this is awesome, but this should have been in a long time ago. And that's something I find myself saying a lot with Call of Duty, is like, okay, that's really awesome, but it, you know, this should have happened before, and it hasn't happened yet. The next thing is the flak gun event. Now, I know a lot of people are interested in the flak gun event. Basically, if you guys haven't heard what this is, what the flak gun event is every 30 minutes, if you're in the headquarters, planes will fly in, and you can hop on any of the flak guns around you, shoot down those attack planes, and it will basically drop care packages and rewards from the sky, which you're able to get armory credits and different stuff like that. So what they said to do with the flat gun event is it's going to be coming out to every single person is going to be able to do it. It's going to be happening more frequently, every 30 minutes, very soon. And the amount of armory credit rewarded varies based on participation and success of shooting down crates. So if you're in the headquarters and you're just running around at the ground looking up in the sky, you'll get a couple armory credits. But if you're on the flat gun, standing next to it, when the attack comes in and you shoot down a bunch of different things, you're going to get a bunch of armory credits. And I'm not sure exactly how the rewards are. I know before, when they tested this out and a few people got to use it, people were complaining that it didn't give enough armory credits and really wasn't worth your time. It's going to be interesting to see if they fix that. But basically, the flat gun of it is a new cool thing. Now, I bet you if you go into headquarters, people are going to be standing by the flat guns and just basically doing that. But I definitely think this is a cool way to make people interact, and just, if it's another way to get armory credits are some of the most valuable things in this game, because you can use them to straight up get DLC weapons, get DLC variants, which are going to become, well, I don't know if you can use it to get DLC variants, but you can use it to get the variants right now, and actually you can, because the DLC weapon technically comes with a DLC variant, but you can use it to basically unlock stuff, and that's why it's important. Armory credits are, if you have, like, you know, in the tens of thousands of those, you're a very lucky person, and save them, because we've got new guns coming soon, different stuff like that. Next is they talked about the custom community playlist. They'll come up with a good long list of map mode combinations based on existing offerings, and we're going to let you chime in on your favorites. They narrow down the top list of picks will go into customized community playlists created by you. So this is very interesting. They're basically going to be looking and making a custom community playlist. I definitely think this is something that's really interesting, because a lot of people have been talking, and they also talked in the blog post a little bit about Prop Hunt being back in the game, Demolition coming, and all that sort of stuff. But with this community playlist, basically it's going to really be interesting, and I definitely hope that it's one thing that I've talked about. They need to have the playlist, the feature playlist, community playlist, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be something that is popular game modes that aren't just coming in and out of the game every single time, and that's definitely what I think needs to be done. So they're going to keep an eye out for the Reddit post, and basically when the Reddit post comes out about this, you're going to be able to give some feedback, and they're going to make a playlist. They did this similar in Modern Warfare 3. I think people had to vote which map do you want 24/7. People said Dome, of course, and that's pretty cool. I think that's a really cool thing, and hopefully we can get like some sort of like you know, good map only community playlist or something like that. Next thing they said is about their prestige token last chance prompt. It's a bummer to accidentally spend prestige tokens, and they're fixing this now. I think I've accidentally spent 2 prestige tokens. Yeah, a lot of people have done this. This should have been in the game at the start, but they're finally going to add a last chance, are you sure, before using your prestige unlock token. It's about time they did that, and definitely, you know, that needs to be happening. Next thing is that it's double weekend from right now until February 12th, Monday at 10 a.m. Double XP and double weapon XP on all modes. They announced that as double XP, basically for this weekend. Now, I haven't heard any huge announcements about this, but if they said it's in the game, it should be in the game. If it's not, then I guess they're just screwing us over. But I'm assuming this would mean it's added in right now. February 12th, that's when it ends. So double XP weekend, which is weird because this wasn't on the list for the Resistance event. I guess this is just a separate thing to celebrate their blog post. I guess it's something like that. And then the next thing they talk about here is a very important thing here. They say that Sledgehammer Games says the next big patch update is set to come next week on all platforms. Full patch notes and more details will be coming with the update next week. Now, this is really interesting because a few things they didn't mention in this blog post, which kind of pissed me off. Paint shop. Why didn't they mention that? We've been waiting on that. The emblem thing came out, but where the heck are the paint jobs? They said they're coming out at the same time. They said they had to delay it. No update about that. One that I always see in the comments, and I'm waiting for it too, guys. I wish I had anything to tell you. Where's that Dom XL playlist? 100 points per kill in Dom. Just no mention of it here. I don't know where it's at, what they're doing with that, but we need that in the game. They promised it, they talked about it, and it just never came into the game. Maybe they're just, they went back on their word on that one. I'm not sure. It seems like that would be something you want to address here in the blog post, and they're not talking about that. But as far as this big patch update set to come next week on all platforms, I don't know what this could add. It could possibly be adding those extra DLC weapons to the Resistance, because they basically leaked through Twitch Prime that Resistance DLC, there's a new revolver coming, and also some other DLC weapons. So I wouldn't be surprised if this next update contains some sort of DLC content, where there's going to be new heroic variants, which we all know are in the game, new DLC weapons, which we also know are in the game and know are coming in this Resistance event, or new camos. They have a lot of stuff basically in the gun, ready, cocked and loaded. They just got to fire that shot and unload whatever they want. So I'm pretty excited about this. Hopefully next week's update, we'll get more updates on that. But as far as this first blog post in the weekly updates, it didn't contain that much. I mean, it contained little updates here and there. The most exciting part of this for me was the fact that, okay, big patch update coming next week. That gets me excited because I know there's a lot of stuff on deck, and hopefully it'll be something good. And keep doing these blog updates, Sledgehammer Games. This is really awesome. Keep communicating with the fan base. That's something that it is good. At least give given answers from the there's always been a sort of a line or a disconnect between the game developers and the player base, and a lot of it is because the player base can be hateful and attacking, and because the developers can just be silent and a brick wall. So if there's a communication line and people feel like their voices are being heard, which I really do think people feel that way if they're in the Reddit community, if they're in the Twitter community for Sledgehammer Games, I definitely think this could be a good thing. Keep these weekly posts up and look out for this big patch update coming next week. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think this big update could contain? I'm really excited about it. They really just said full patch notes and details coming within the next week, but a huge update onto all platforms. So I'm excited. Drop a like if you guys made it to the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sub for a cookie and don't looky, and I'm out. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.